and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm just trying to get this shit set up. Hi, and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm Deanna, and this is my kitty, Chance Cat. So today we're here to talk about my weekly weight loss report. Little devil. As you may know, on January 3rd, I decided to quit smoking cold turkey. And I was successful. I have not smoked since. So this week's weekly weight loss report is a little bit more challenging because there was that whole quitting smoking thing. My husband, whenever I told him I was going to quit smoking, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. We got an email that said that they were going to raise the cost of our insurance. I had already been thinking about quitting smoking, so I was just like, I'm ready to do it, and I just wanted to pull the plug on it like right away. He was a little bit concerned because, you know, I'm trying to lose weight, and normally quitting smoking and losing weight are not things that go hand in hand together. So he expressed his concerns, and I didn't want to wait. One of the things that they talk about in the Phit-N-Phat tribe, which is what the plan that I'm doing as part of the diet, and then I have a large support group within the Phit-N-Phat tribe. If you want to learn more about the Phit-N-Phat tribe, you can go to pnp411.com, and there you can learn about the tribe itself. I'm not a paid sponsor. It is just something that I do, and that I am enjoying losing my weight through Phit-N-Phat. One of the things in the tribe that they talk about is buffering. So we buffer by eating, we buffer by talking on the phone, we buffer in many different ways. We buffer our emotions, whether that's being angry, being sad, being happy. There's a lot of different things that we use buffering for, and I believe that my smoking is my way of buffering. So where there are other people in the tribe who are not smokers, they might look to food for their buffering, wherever I look to cigarettes as my buffering. I wanted to lose the mental weight as well as the physical weight, and that includes that. So I didn't want to need cigarettes as a crutch to get me through in life. So I wanted to quit smoking. I thought it would be better to do it while I'm losing the weight versus after, so that I can get it all figured out at the same time. So that's where we're at today. And it was a little bit of a lofty goal, yes. Let's go ahead and talk about what worked well this week. What worked well for me was I moved a lot more. Now, granted, I had a lot of nervous energy. I was trying to figure out my daily routine, my daily life without cigarettes. So I tend to fill those moments where I would be smoking a cigarette, say, with exercise. So I did some workout videos on YouTube. I love dance videos. That's like my thing for exercise. That's what I really, really enjoy doing. So I found myself doing that. I found myself at work. I would be walking the hallways whenever it was time for a cigarette break. So I had a lot more movement. That worked really well in my favor this week. Another thing that worked well for me was I was drinking extra water. Anytime I had a craving for a cigarette, I would try and reframe that in my brain and say, no, you don't really want a cigarette right now. What it is that you want is some water. So I was drinking more water. A third thing that worked well for me this week was that I wrote down my plan every day. And I followed that plan 5 out of the 7 days. That's a pretty good number for me for following my plans. I tend to like to write my plans and then tweak them here or there, but this week I was really good at following my plans that I wrote for myself. What was something that didn't work well? That was the hunger scale. So you know, we eat when we're hungry and we stop when we're satisfied. Normally I am really good at being able to stop whenever I'm satisfied. I eat the foods that I love, but I'm not restricting them from myself, so I don't feel like I have to keep eating them most of the time. This week I found that because I don't get that cigarette after my meals, that I think I was eating a few bites more than what I should have. I think had I been able to have that cigarette afterwards, I would have been able to dial in on my satisfaction level sooner. But that's something that I'm trying to figure out. I'm going to do some of the thought work. I'm going to do some thought downloads and run the model. If you're not familiar with the model, that's one of the things that they teach in the Phit-N-Phat tribe. It's also part of the life coach school. So you can also find resources on the model there at the life coach school. I have to give a big shout out to my accountability group. I have 3 amazing ladies that I check in with every day to let them know that I've written my plan, if I'm following my plan, if I'm having any hard times, and I let them know that I was quitting smoking, and they totally believed in me more than I did. And that is why an accountability partner is so important. That's why making these videos for you is so important to me. It holds me accountable to my weight loss goals. It has me say that there's, more people out there that are invested in this than just me. They're curious. They want me to do the best. They want me to make the next best decision. They want me to succeed. And then there's a few of you, I think, that are out there that also want me to fail. That's okay. I forgive you. Now, I don't know if you're curious or not. You might be. But I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what it is that I eat. So this week I had eggs and toast. We went to Arby's. I had a cheeseburger and fries at a local bar. I had Witch. I had a BLT sandwich there. I had Culver's, a grilled chicken salad that had cranberries in it and blue cheese. So delicious. Loved that salad. And then I also had pork sausage, Polish sausage, and green beans and sauerkraut was another meal that I had out. I ate out 10 out of 21 meals this week. 10 out of 21. At home we had things like eggs Benedict, we had Mongolian pork and rice, we had Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes, green beans, and corn. We had this chicken, green bean, stovetop crock pot meal. You can find the recipe for that on the box of the stovetop. But these were all parts of my realistic plan. Every day you have to make a 24-hour realistic plan, and then you're supposed to stick to that plan. That's what you're supposed to eat. You write it out. You write it out whenever you are feeling the most in control, where you can make really good decisions, because you're going to want to make a good plan, a realistic plan that you know is good for you, that you can lose weight with. That's the point of the whole realistic plan. Now, right now, because I'm 240 something pounds, my plans can be a little bit more lenient. They can include more calories, but as I shrink in size, my caloric needs may need to be adjusted, and I might have to change those plans a little bit. I might not be able to get away with 10 out of 21 meals eating outside of the home, but that's part of the trial. As we go down, we'll reassess. Every day we'll take a look at that plan. Was that food satisfying? Did it, was it enjoyable? Are they plans that I'm willing to commit to? What am I willing to do to make changes to be a little bit healthier in my plans? We make these small changes over time. They're called 1% level ups, and they help us become our future self. It's all about becoming our future self. Who are we going to be? So you assess your plan, you see how did it make you feel, was it satisfying, and then you're going to make adjustments to your plan, the days and weeks following, to see that it's good or bad for you. So like, for an instance, there was a time whenever I was eating oatmeal for breakfast. Well, I'd be hungry at like 9 o'clock in the morning, I'd eat that oatmeal, and then the oatmeal, for some reason, it wasn't, getting me till the lunchtime. So I needed to change my lunch up into something that was a little bit better than the oatmeal. The dog and the cats are not really agreeing with me today, and they don't want me to get this video filmed. They keep knocking over the tripod and barking and causing all kinds of holy hell. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it up real quick. It's getting late and I need to get this edited before I go to bed. So If you're enjoying these crazy antics of mine, please click that like button, go ahead and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you get notified whenever I make new videos. Coming up here in just a quick second is going to be my weigh-in. I'm going to display it somewhere here. And just let me know if you have anything to say about my socks in the comments down below. It's always a wonderful joy. I am very pleased to report that on this week that I quit smoking, that I started the week at 244.8 and I ended the week at 242.8, and that was a loss of 2 pounds. I quit smoking and I lost 2 pounds. It was because of those things that I told you about. I moved more, I got my water in, I wrote my plans down and I followed my plans. And you heard the things that I ate. I went to Which Wich, I went to Arby's, I went to Culver's, I mean all of these things. So you can eat out and you can lose the weight whenever, later as I lose the weight, as I get, smaller in size, I'm going to have to adjust my plans. They're not going to be able to be as liberal because I'm going to need less calories. But I don't need to count calories, I don't need to count points, I don't need to do keto, I don't need to do these special restrictive things. I can eat the foods that I love and I can lose weight. So anyway, again, comment down below, what do you think? Give me a thumbs up, give me a great job, whatever it is. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, see you next week.